Welcome to this use and care lesson for the SC351 Walk-Behind Micro Scrubber. In this course, we'll be covering how to use and how to care for the SC351 machine. This course is not intended to replace the operator's manual that ships with the machine. Please read, understand, and follow all safety, maintenance, and operating instructions in the manual. Doing so will ensure years of safe operation and optimum performance from the machine. This lesson was created by Brian Dodd and Eric Schrader and is narrated by John Sakshuk. To get started, let's review the outcomes for the SC351 Use and Care course. After successfully completing this lesson, the learner shall be able to describe 3 items that should be inspected before operating the machine. Describe how to fill the machine with water and detergent. List the steps necessary to start the scrubbing function. Identify each item on the control panel and describe what it does. List 2 items to be inspected and cleaned before storing the machine. Describe how to reverse the squeegee to pick up water in reverse. Explain how to adjust the brush assist propulsion system. And list 3 maintenance items to be checked periodically. Before one can begin operating the machine, it has to be prepared for use. Let's start from the very beginning by turning on the light in the room in which the machine is stored. The first thing you'll see is that the machine is parked with the recovery tank open. The battery charger is plugged into the machine and the pad drivers or brushes are lying next to the machine. This is how the machine should have been left after it was used last. The first step is to unplug the battery charger. The charger cord should be stored using the convenient cord wrap holder. During charging, the recovery tank should have been left open for air circulation. Now the recovery tank can be placed into its normal operating position. The next step is to inspect the brushes or the pads. These should have been rinsed the last time the machine was used, so they should be relatively clean and free from any large debris. Inspect the pads or brushes and determine if there's enough brush or pad life for the scrubbing you're about to complete, and if not, replace the pads or brushes as needed now. Also, make sure you have the correct pad or brush type for the scrubbing that needs to be performed. Now, install the pads or brushes on the machine. There are 2 different ways to install a brush or pad driver onto this machine. The first way is by hand. Do this by tipping the machine back onto the battery cover and place the brush over the driver and turn clockwise until tight. The second way, and the easiest way, is to place the brush onto the floor and center the scrub deck over the top of the brush. Once you have this done, all you have to do is turn on the machine and actuate the brush. The brush will lock into place automatically. This is by far the easiest and the cleanest way to put on a brush or pad driver. Make sure the recovery tank is empty. Check the ball float cage and make sure it's clean and the ball moves up and down freely. There are clips on each side of the cage so that it can easily be removed from the machine for cleaning. Then inspect the rear blades to make sure they're ready for use and aren't torn or nicked. The machine features a 4-sided squeegee blade that has 4 working edges, so the blade can be flipped end for end or flipped top to bottom to expose a fresh working edge, all without tools. During your inspection, if you discover that all 4 edges are damaged, then a new squeegee blade is needed. You can install a new squeegee or rotate to a new working edge by removing the rubber strap that holds the squeegee in place, rotating or replacing the squeegee, and then reinstalling the rubber strap again. The squeegee securely attaches to the machine by tabs on either end of the squeegee and the vacuum port opening, which snaps into the scrub deck opening. The vacuum hose connects to the squeegee by fitting in place without tools. Now we're ready to fill the machine with water. Hot or warm water cleans better, but the water temperature should not exceed 130 degrees Fahrenheit. If an onboard detergent dilution system is used, like a wall mount station, fill the machine from this device. If bulk detergent is to be mixed into the tank, fill the machine a 1/3 way up, then add the detergent and fill the machine full. Always follow the dilution instructions on the label of the chemical product used to prepare the solution. In all cases, fill the machine so the solution level is an inch or two below the fill port. The machine has a 2.5-gallon capacity. Let's look at the switches on the control panel and discuss how you'll use them to effectively operate the machine. First is the selector knob, which controls all functions of the machine. This main control gives the operator flexibility according to the needs of the particular job. There are 4 positions on the selector knob. The 4 positions are the off position. As you would expect, all functions are deactivated. In the next position, there are 3 symbols that indicate that all 3 cleaning systems are available. The solution system is on, so the solution is ready to flow. The brush system is on, so the brush is available to spin. And the vacuum system is on for the operator to vacuum solution and debris from the floor. This position will be your most common mode for scrubbing, and so it has a bright green outline to help facilitate training. For extra dirty areas, the operator can choose the next position, which readies the solution and brush, but not the vacuum system. This allows the operator to keep scrubbing and dispensing solution to break up the debris. This is referred to as double scrubbing. And the last position of the selector knob is for water pickup, but activates both the vacuum and the brush. The brush is activated since this will make the machine easier to move around for picking up any remaining water on the floor. Below the selector knob, as you're looking down at the controls, is the battery gauge. As you might expect, this informs the operator of the amount of energy left in the battery. You can tell when the battery is fully charged, all the way to when it's low and requires charging. To the right of the battery is the solution control. Here you have the option of selecting high or low flow rates. In other words, choose the high flow rate, the 2-drop setting, for very dirty jobs, and the low flow rate, the 1-drop setting, for those not so dirty jobs. As you're holding the handle, you can reach out with your right hand fingertips to grasp the handle height adjustment. This allows the operator to reach a comfortable working position by adjusting the height of the machine handles. The last control item that we'll discuss here concerns the actual scrubbing and solution dispensing of the machine. As we previously discussed, scrubbing with solution can be performed when the selector knob is in position 2 or 3. But for safety and control, to engage the actual scrub deck, the operator must press the red button in the center of the control panel on the handle. Then, when the operator is ready, either of the 2 levers on the handlebar can easily be gripped to release the brush to scrub the floor and begin dispensing solution. Mastering all of these controls will ensure that you're using the machine safely and productively. To help ensure total water pickup, the squeegee surrounds the scrub head and will track behind the scrub head through turns. If you clean into a corner and need to pick up the water in reverse, just push down on the handle to tip up the front of the machine while the scrub brush is operating. This will cause the squeegee to rotate to the front of the machine, allowing you to lower the squeegee and pick up water in reverse. The squeegee will automatically track to the rear again when you begin moving forward. A slight turn to the left will help initiate this action. The SC351 has propulsion assist from the motion of the brush or pad. This should help propel the machine straight forward. This machine is fully adjustable to assure the machine is easy to use with minimal operator effort for maneuvering. If the machine is difficult to push forward or is moving too fast, adjust the knob indicated by the arrow in the image. If the machine is pulling to the left or to the right, adjust the other knob also indicated by an arrow in the image. As the operator works, scrubbing, dispensing solution, and vacuuming the floor, eventually the solution tank will run dry and the recovery tank will become full. We looked at the ball float earlier. The ball float valve protects the vacuum motor from ingesting water. Once the ball float activates, the vacuum motor pitch will change to a higher pitched sound. When the recovery tank is full, transport the machine to a suitable location to empty it and refill the solution tank if that's required. After using the machine for a while, One of two things may happen. The battery becomes depleted and the machine must be charged. When this happens, the battery gauge will indicate the batteries need to be recharged and all scrubbing functions will cease. The machine stops scrubbing when the battery is depleted. As the battery light blinks yellow, the operator will have approximately 15 minutes of runtime left. All other functions of the machine works when the yellow light is flashing. The other thing that may occur is that all the areas that needed scrubbing are now scrubbed and cleaned, and the machine is ready to be cleaned up and put away until it's needed again. We just learned earlier about preparing the machine for scrubbing. We're going to do the opposite procedure to prepare the machine for storage. The first thing to do is to empty the recovery tank and rinse it out thoroughly to remove any and all debris from the tank. While you're at it, rinse off the ball float cage and make sure it's cleaned off. Now you can rinse off the squeegee and inspect it to make sure the blades are not ripped or torn. If they need to be changed or replaced, do that now. Remove the brush or pad and rinse them off and remove any large debris that may be present. Inspect the pad or brush and see if the pads need to be changed or flipped over, and check to see if the brushes need to be replaced. If they do that now also. Set them aside to dry. Remove the recovery lid for air circulation. Now you can plug in the charger and charge the batteries for the next person who needs to use the machine. It's also a good idea to take a wet rag and clean off the exterior of the machine. Your machine is ready for the next day. Before we let you go, let's review some important maintenance items. We'll start with the electronics care. Monthly, the battery pack should be equalized. Equalizing the batteries ensures each cell is at its maximum charge potential for maximum runtime. This is done by fully charging the machine and then unplugging it. After a minute or two, plug the machine back in to charge it again. Repeat this 2 more times. Electric motors are able to spin by using carbon brushes to pass electricity to the windings. After 1 year of use, the carbon brushes in the vacuum motor should be inspected for wear. And, at the same time, inspect the carbon brushes on the scrub motor to see if they need to be replaced. Refer to the operator's manual or an authorized advanced service center on carbon brush replacement. Finally, we'll look at a full calendar of maintenance items. Take a moment to review this chart. Daily, after using the machine, the squeegee, brush, tank, and vacuum grid should be cleaned and the machine should be charged so it's ready for the next shift. The squeegee blade is an important wear item that should definitely be checked for replacement at least weekly. Using a heavily worn squeegee is unproductive and unsafe to people using the floor due to the risk of leaving water on the floor. Be sure to perform a screw and nut tightening check every 6 months. The brush deck rubber rotation clutch pads should be checked on a yearly basis and replaced if needed. Refer to the operator's manual or an authorized advanced service center when considering component replacement. This lesson is over, so let's review the outcomes again for the SC351 Use and Care course. You might ask yourself whether you're able to achieve these outcomes. Describe 3 items that should be inspected before operating the machine. Describe how to fill the machine with water and detergent. List the steps necessary to start the scrubbing function. Identify each item on the control panel and describe what it does. List 2 items to be inspected and cleaned before storing the machine. Describe how to reverse the squeegee to pick up water in reverse. Explain how to adjust the brush assist propulsion system. And list 3 maintenance items to be checked periodically.